Okay, hello everybody. This is going to be about task 2. Entire task 2. This is going to be a brief video discussing everything about task 2. You'll have to have the pre-release material. The pre-release material will be linked in the description down below. I've already done task 1.1 and task 1.2 in a previous video, and I've explained task 2.2 in a separate video. This is a brief video. So I'm gonna go through the program. You should watch the video, the explained video, if you don't know what's going on. But if you already know what's going on, this is just gonna be a brief one. Okay. So what I have to do is looking at the structure in English. That is this part right here. There it is. Looking at the structure in English, I have to prompt for user ID. So I prompted for user ID. There, I did it. Then I have to input user ID. I input user ID. And I check for the format. And this is the check for the format. This entire thing is check for the format. I'm going to increase the font so it's visible. This length should be 6. Left user ID means the first letter should be ranging from A to Z. This entire thing represents that. Then the second and third letter should be between A and ZZ. This is what this represents. I'll just let you have a quick look at that. Okay. And now the last 3 characters should be between 000 and 999, so that's what this represents. Okay, if all of this is true, there are ands in between. So if all of this is true, console.writeLine correct format, else console.writeLine incorrect format. If any of these things are not true, then it's gonna print incorrect format. Okay, so this entire thing was task 2.2. Okay, this was a brief overview of task 2.2, and now I'm gonna discuss task 2.3. Yeah, I'm gonna discuss task 2.3. The requirement for the validation has changed. It now needs to accept any mix of upper and lowercase letters for the first 3 characters. So it says for the first 3 characters, it can accept any case, lowercase to uppercase, anything. So we can get rid of this. So what you can do is you can get from here, you can select all of this. Yeah, you can select this, and you can just select all of this. Okay, and in between you can, okay, our validation check for the last 3 characters remains the same, but for the first 3 characters it is now different. So I can say left user ID, comma 3. So the first 3 characters, they can be greater than or is equals to a string AAA. Actually, a string AAA, because in ASCII, capital A comes first and capital Z comes last. Okay. You should have done this in paper 1. ASCII is a topic in paper 1. I can show you ASCII. 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 Okay, ASCII. This is the ASCII table. Okay, so you can see that capital A has a number of 65 and small a has a number 97. So these are all the letters, and we can accept anything in between capital A till small z, anything in between. So everything will come in between the small a's, small capital A's, capital letters, small letters. Everything will come in between this condition that I'm writing right now, from AAA, the start 65, to and left user ID, 3 is lesser than and is equals to ZZ, small ZZZ. Because as you can see, ASCII ZZZ has a value of 122 in decimal, and capital A has a value of 65. So 65 to 122, that's what we're doing essentially. Okay, first three letters ranging from anything AAA, from anything. This statement satisfies the condition that is stated forth in task 2.3. This was the extension task, and to have it checked out, you can just see. If I type HAL123, it's gonna correct format me. If I type H, capital A, capital L, 1, 2, 3, it's gonna say correct format. If I type HAL 1, 2, 3, it's going to give me a correct format. And if I type HAL 1, 2, 3, it's going to give me a correct format. Okay, so just see what this statement does. Just understand what this statement does. It is gonna accept anything between capital A and small z. Capital A being the greatest in ASCII, and small z being the least in ASCII. And I did this 3 times because there are 3 letters: the first letter, the second letter, and third letter. First letter, second letter, third letter. Okay, that's why I did this. Okay, that was a brief task 2, entire task 2. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for further videos. If you did not understand anything in this, please do leave a comment down below, and I will help you out over there. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.